repertoire.
And he got him. Strike three. JD thought he had a walk.
Yeah, that was a nasty pitch right there. He backdoor slidered him. JD didn't think it made it back to the corner. I'm not sure whether I agree or not. Very good sequence, very tough. Here's Foxtrax say.
Mr. Foxtrax says it's just a shade outside. Barely.
Got to watch out for the old backdoor sliders.
Castellanos hits one in the air toward left center field. That's going to drop. Base hit right between Marte and Harrison. And they're both looking at each other right now. One out single.
In a day game, sometimes you don't pick up the ball very good in the outfield. A lot of fans in the stands, a lot of white shirts. You don't get a break. But Marte doesn't play a lot of center field. And Harrison does not play a lot of left field.
Well, Brad has come out of the dugout now, and I think somebody on the bench has been thrown out for the Tigers, and Auspice is steamed. And I'm sure a lot of
that pitch.
Yeah, it's got to be stemming from that pitch. We'll try and figure out who's been ejected.
Well, Brad for sure.
And Brad got his money's worth before he will officially depart the scene here. Sam Holbrook quickly turned around and threw Auspice out of the game.
Can't really see Valencia's hand as it passes home plate. It was blocked out by the catcher Hennigan. But the time in which this umpire review is taking suggests that it's really tough. Now they have a decision.
Wow. Wow.
And now John Gibbons, he is going to come out of the dugout.
I think he's owed an explanation right here. All right, tell me what you saw. Tell me what they said, because he never tagged him.
Gibbons can be arguing about the path to the plate. But then Jerry Davis can say, well, he had the ball and he moved to block the plate. But he's supposed to have a lane to slide to. Gibbons might get tossed right here. There he goes. And you can understand why Gibbons is upset, because there was no tag whatsoever. And the umpire, Jerry Davis, had called him out, indicating there was a tag.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way that he could call it, right? He can't say he's out, but I don't know if he hit the plate. He called him out because he must have seen a tag on the play. The replay showed that he didn't tag him. And it looked like, at least from the Blue Jays standpoint, that he clipped the point of home plate with his hand. So that one's a mystery to me.
Be called a strike. Yep. Right in the paint.
He wants him to bounce this one.
And he's punched out by David Rackley, the first base umpire. So in the last two innings, Tim Cooney has struck out 5 batters. And now Solarte has been tossed by Davidson. And every time Davidson calls a game, something like this happens. He's very consistent. He can anger a team as quickly as any umpire in baseball. There's the old check swing, the call made by the first base umpire, not by the plate umpire. Solarte off to the showers.
I would imagine going to stand. If they say it's confirmed, they mean they have evidence that shows you that it was called properly. If it is announced that it stands, then it is going to be something that they couldn't tell. And now Bill Welke has just ejected the catcher, Brian Pena. You cannot argue challenges. It's just like balls and strikes. either way, if he's arguing either version, he's automatically ejected. And Welke ran him quickly.
Yeah, I think probably a lot of frustration for Pena tonight, just because Welke has squeezed the heck out of Josh Smith behind the plate. With a number of calls that he could have had, he didn't get. This is a young guy out on the mound, looking for anything he can get.
And now Brian Price is out. He might get his money's worth here. A starting catcher has been ejected. Tucker Barnhart is the other catcher for the Reds who started last night. And unlike a pitcher who would come in and get as much time as he needs to get loose, that is not the case for a position player.
Well, that also takes a decent left-handed bat out of the lineup that has had some success against Nelson.
Pena ejected. And Tucker Barnhart making his way out to home plate. So his 4th of July is over.
Well, there are things that these guys do every now and then that make you understand why people said the things they did. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, someone's running.
Yep. Here it goes. Mask's off. Someone's. Yeah.
The Giants have not been happy with the strike zone all night long. Bruce Bochy has been upset at least 3 times tonight. Phil
there we go.
Oh boy. And now Vogelsong's walking in towards home plate. And Bochy's walking out. And I think Vogelsong got tossed.
Vogelsong saying he did not say anything to Cuzzy.
Well, this has been building.
Yeah, after the pitch, though, Vogelsong just turned and walked away before the catcher even threw the ball back to him.
Well, that's an inexperienced catcher right there, too.
Do you agree with the fact that if a pitcher starts walking and is told to stop walking towards the umpire, that he should get tossed?
Depends on who he's talking to, because he clearly said, I didn't say anything to Cuzzy. He's telling Jerry Davis, I didn't say anything to him. He could have been talking to his catcher. He could have been talking. I don't know. I'm assuming he was talking to the umpire. But this is not Phil's job. Phil's having a bad night. I guarantee you he knows he's having a bad night. What gets me is if Phil Cuzzy turns around and says to Boch, hey, you know what? I missed that pitch. I'm trying to get it right. There's no argument. And I've had the good ones always said, hey, Phil, I missed it. And there's no comeback for that. If I keep arguing, then I'm trying to get thrown out anyway. But he has had a bad night tonight, and
well, and the calls that you guys have questioned that have appeared to be questionable, every one of them appears to have gone against the Giants.
Yeah, they aren't questionable. He missed them, and it happens. But again, the easiest defense for an umpire is when they miss is to say that, and he knows. I guarantee you, Greggy, he knows he missed a couple of those.
Well, you hope.
But Phil always had a little short fuse.
And the thing is, after the pitch, before Susac could even throw the ball back to Vogelsong, Vogelsong turned his back and walked back behind the mound.
Right.
And I thought, oh boy, this couldn't be good.
That's why you do it, though. You turn around because you don't want to put. But the other part is Susac has to immediately engage the home plate umpire.
Yes.
And a ground ball that is fair. Reynolds put his arms up as if to say he couldn't believe it. That was called a fair ball. Montero scores. And we may get an argument here.
Somebody's been removed from the game. Is that Cosma?
I believe it's Manus.
Oh, it's Manus. It looked like a foul ball to me. Remember, it doesn't matter where it lands after it goes over the bag, but whether it goes over the bag. I have the right to change my mind. I think that was a fair ball.
2-2 pitch with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Low, ball 3.
Boy, that was a close pitch. Molina just kind of looked back and said something right there.
The 3-2. Driven into right center. 2 runs will score. The waving Soler. Montero clears the bases.
5-4 Chicago.
And you got to wonder about this strike zone.
And now Yadier Molina's out of the game. Mike Matheny trying to protect him.
Oh, I'd say Mike Matheny is hot, and he's been kicked out of the game. He's had enough of Pat Hoberg.
He's talking about the pitch 5 of the sequence. It was down and away just off the plate.
Matheny's not
See,
done
look at
yet.
Molina. As soon as that ball left the bat, he's not even watching the play. He turns around. He's in Holberg's face. He's yelling at the umpire while the Cub base runners are circling the bases.
During the commercial break, got thrown out of the ball game after arguing with the home plate umpire. I don't think he liked Chris Siegel's ball strike call. So Rusty Kuntz, first base coach and outfield coach, trying to settle down Lorenzo before he heads to the clubhouse with the Royals leading 7-3. Here's the pitch he didn't care for. It again had great run to it.
Hughes home with a 2-2, and Martinez takes strike 3 on a backdoor breaker. 2 outs.
I think Victor Martinez may have been thinking what I was thinking, looking for everything but that breaking pitch, and it was pretty well located. Vmart does not like the call. He thinks it went around the plate. Now he's been kicked out of the game.
Brad Ausmus is out to step in and protect his player. And Brad's got to watch it or he's going to be gone too.
And Brad right now doing a good job of getting in between home plate umpire Marty Foster and Victor Martinez, who's already been thrown out of this game. And Ausmus doing what he has to do to protect his player. You know, Victor Martinez wanted this at bat really bad. He's already homered off of Hughes today, and he's taking a big hit, another home run. The Tigers will be right back in this game. You know, this is a backdoor breaking ball, and this is exactly what Hughes is trying to do. It's a ball the entire way, and he's hoping that it catches the corner, and it probably did not. Victor Martinez has a good argument. Brad Ausmus is smart to stand up for his player in this situation, especially to see this pitch called when it's up. You just don't see it very often. But as I said earlier, Marty Foster has been calling the high strike. Suzuki does a good job of making that look like a strike. Victor Martinez has a great case. That's a ball.
And some flexibility for Brad Ausmus as far as who he plugs into that spot, because Victor Martinez is a DH. Anthony Gose, Alex Avila, Andrew Romine.
And now pitching coach Brent Strom comes out to the mound. Hank Conger already out there. It's a guy that could be the starting pitcher for the American League in the All-Star game.
That would be pretty cool for Dallas Keuchel. He's earned that right. A lot of other good pitchers in that American League. And I love it. Strami just got tossed. I was thinking in my head, I go, what if Strami just tells this guy, if you'd have been calling that strikes early on in the game, my guy wouldn't be in the situation he's in right now.
Yeah, Strami's had the
love this.
benefit
This
of
is awesome.
Yeah, you messed up his day, you messed up our day, and you tossed me because of it. Yeah, and that's why a pitching coach or a manager may stay at the mound sometimes. Just wait until the home plate umpire comes out there.
Absolutely love it. Doesn't surprise me. Brent Strom is always fighting for these guys. We talk about it all the time, what a positive impact he does have on this pitching staff.
So Mark Reynolds gets another life. Still the ball and 2 strikes to him. And on this pitch, Reynolds hits it out. Wow! No way!
They just threw out somebody too. I don't know if it was AJ or if it was the catcher.
Oh my goodness. What should have been strike 3. A clear swing and miss. The next pitch, Mark Reynolds hits a home run, and Clint Hurdle's going to get his money's worth from Vic Carapazza. And one can hardly blame him.
I mean, I can't believe Cervelli's probably... Man, we've seen so many guys get thrown out so quickly. Man.
Well, if Cervelli's been thrown out, no one's told him yet because he was going back out to the mound. He is chapped.
See, that's got to be reversible. That's where umpires got to get together. They can reverse a call. They can reverse a mistake. But if an umpire throws out a guy too quickly and doesn't really recognize why he was yelling or what the scenario was, you should be able to reverse that. Umpires should be able to get together and say, hey, let's think about this for a second. And now the Pirates obviously lose a run and they lose their catcher, and they're probably going to lose their manager right now.
He gone. So they're confirming here in the press box with us that Francisco Cervelli has been thrown out, and you just saw it. You just saw Clint Hurdle get the hook. Boy, Cervelli is really steamed. Understandably.
You know, again, it's going to sound like I'm harping on some. These guys prepare to play 9 innings, battle their butt off, and a moment like that, the umpire's got to have some grace to go, I know he's hot, you know. I know he's hot. There's a home run that just gets hit after a ball that wasn't fouled off. Give him some grace. Obviously, the other umpires are going to do their best to make sure that he doesn't do anything else that gets him suspended.
Well, let's walk through what's just happened. Mark Reynolds appeared to have struck out. This would have ended the inning. That's a 2-strike pitch that he comes nowhere close to, that home plate umpire Vic Carapazza said was fouled at the plate. On the very next pitch, it's 1-0 St. Louis. And at that point, you can see Cervelli giving it to the home plate umpire as the ball hadn't even left the building yet. You know, I'll borrow a line from catcher's parlance here, John. They boxed that one.
Yeah.
The umpires boxed that one pretty badly. Missed the call and then short hooked the catcher. So Chris Stewart comes on to receive A.J. Burnett, which is unfamiliar territory for both.
With an RBI. The 1-2 foul to right back. And Jose Bautista and the home plate umpire Jerry Meals are having an extended conversation, and Bautista just gets thrown out of the game with a count of 1-2 and 2 outs. And Bautista gets thrown out of the game. Meals throws Bautista out of the game in this situation.
Well, you know what? You got to hold your tongue. You're their best hitter. You're tied with the team that went to the World Series last year, 10-10. It's the 8th inning. We need you in the game here. You can't get thrown out. You just can't. And Bautista, unhappy with one of those pitches, kept jawing and jawing with Jerry Meals, and he said, okay, I gave you your chance to say something, and now I've had enough. You can see he lets him say his thing, get back in the box, go ahead and hit. And if it ends right there, that's it. He's still in the game. He goes back to get the the baseballs, and he kept John, and Jerry Meals says that's enough, out. So it'll probably be Justin Smoak now to try and finish off this at bat.
Drilled to center field. Jones has to beat on this one. Iglesias going to tag. Both runners will move up as Romine will take second and Iglesias takes third. 2 gone. And now Kinsler's been thrown out of the game. Ian has been tossed, and here comes Brad Ausmus to kind of get him off the field here. He was still beefing about that strike 1 pitch. Did Ian toss his bat toward him?
Apparently he did something.
So the Tigers have lost their second baseman now. He's been ejected. And now Brad going at it here with home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez. Meanwhile, they're trying to get Kinsler off the field. Kinsler slams the bat. Oh, then he threw the bat toward home plate and he got tossed. So the Tigers' second baseman ejected from the game. There are 2 outs now with runners at second and third.
The 1-0 on the way. Fowler takes or went after it, according to the home plate umpire, and the Cubs dugout letting him hear about it. And Paul Schreiber, Bill saying he never swung at it, but Schreiber thought he did. Somebody's gone. No, he didn't swing at that. And somebody got kicked out. Is it Joe?
David Ross is down there, so maybe it was Rossi that got run.
I think you're right. I think Ross kicked out.
Schreiber letting Joe have his say and said, okay, made your point. Hot. People get a little cranky in the heat.
Well, they do have 3 catchers, so that's I guess the good news. But
Turner thought he had ball 4. 3-2 to Turner. And that's the second baseman, Peterson. One out in the 8th, and here comes Gonzalez. Turner is barking at James Hoy about that 3-0 pitch. And Mattingly has just been ejected. When Donnie waves his arms, you know he is very angry. Generally speaking, Mattingly is low-key and understated. But when the fuse is lit, well, his fuse is lit.
I don't understand why Don Mattingly got tossed there, because he runs out there to protect Justin Turner and gets in between the umpire and Justin Turner as Justin Turner's going to the dugout, and then Don Mattingly gets tossed.
This is what caused the brouhaha.
And there's some build-up to this too, because you've had a few on the edge that are balls. Your hitters are telling you that. The manager throughout the game is calming his hitters down because he wants to keep them in the game, and the hitters really have not shown up the umpire at all. And I think that's one of Donnie's gripes here, is that, you know what, he griped at you in a professional way. You're the one that chased him and brought the attention on the words that were saying between the two of you. If you just kept your head down and listened, let it go.
He's showing bunt. And just
balk.
We got a balk call.
Call made by Adam Hamari, second balk call in as many games. Rizzo really upset here.
Oh, he's saying Rizzo had abandoned the base, and there was a clear attempt to deceive the base runner here. Like he was throwing to an unoccupied base.
So what Rizzo is ready to charge?
I'm coming back. Yeah, Rizzo. You know, you do that with a guy in a bunt situation. You cheat in a little bit, then you come back to the base. That's. I think that's a case of an umpire, young umpire, overthinking it. Take a look. Yeah, he's still very much in the proximity of first base. I don't know that I've ever seen that called before. Fielding Culbreth's going to try to run Joe off the field here, and Hamari just ejected him.
He's out.
Wow, this is a young guy who's just maybe a little bit out of sorts.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, we were just joking about a batter when a call strike 3 getting out of there before something really bad happens. Joe knows he's right, and it's got to be incredibly frustrating to know that.
And a lot of times that's when you get the quick hook from the umpire too, when he knows he's blown the call and he just doesn't want to be the focus of attention anymore. He just wants it to go away. But I think, you know, obviously it's better if the umpire just takes his medicine. You know, guys miss calls. It happens. And I'm not sure exactly what was said, but it seemed like an awfully quick hook.
So we will see Joe for game 2. And it'll be Dave Martinez to manage the team the rest of the way. Third time Joe has been ejected, first time since May 6th. That's the first Cubs ejection that had nothing to do with balls and strikes this year.
Well, we have to go to the trusty rule book here.
Two outs in the inning. Check to swing, strike 3. And Hicks slams his helmet down, and Paul Molitor comes out of the dugout to bark at Jeff Nelson. And keep an eye on this here, because Paul's arguing balls and strikes.
Paul wants him to help. Paul wanted him just to ask for help. You got to ask for help in that situation.
And he's gone. Paul Molitor is ejected as the manager because Jeff Nelson did not ask Laz Diaz. And Molitor saying, why didn't you check? And it's such a frustrating thing, and we see it happen at least once a week, where umpires won't check with a base umpire who necessarily has a better view of the check swing. And a little fire from a normally placid man.
Napoli strikes out looking, doesn't like it, throws the equipment, and he's been ejected. His helmet hit the umpire, Toby Basner, and Napoli has a very quick ejection on his hands right there. John Farrell out to argue that. And the helmet did hit Basner, make contact with him in the foot, as he explains to John Farrell. And That's the night for Napoli.
Let's go back to Mike Napoli's at bat and see why he was upset. And it was a pitch earlier in the bat that was called a strike. He fouls off the first pitch that's up and in. And then this fastball here called a strike. That was clearly inside. That's the one that had him upset. He chases the changeup down and away. Then he comes back with a strike, and Napoli not happy about it. Bounces the helmet. It hits the umpire. That's why he was ejected.
And it hit him. Well, we keep going back and forth with this. Now, warnings had been issued, which is why Terry Francona is coming out.
No, he's going to come out and say, why not throw him out? The warning was issued. Next batter hit. He's going to say, I didn't feel like he was throwing at him, like they always do when they issue the warnings early in the game. Yeah, he's going to throw him out because he's wrong.
The crew chief, Gary Cederstrom, is intervening.
Yeah, no kidding.
Tom Woodring's behalf, who threw Terry Francona out of the game. And Terry Francona tells Gary, like, I want to get this straight.
Yes, he does. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He shouldn't come in. He should have to explain himself why he's not throwing him out of the ball game. Issues were the warning was issued.
None of this ever makes any sense. You issue warnings, and then he throws one right at Brantley.
All right, there. Now watch. He comes out. Watch the warnings. Okay, we're going to stop this right now. Everybody's warned. You are warned, and both benches are warned. All right, you're warned for what? Next guy that gets hit, you're out of the ball game, right? Well, here it is. Down in the leg. Okay, take your base. Nothing happens. Then why were they warned in the first place?